I would say I wasn't forced into tech at all.
How do you cope with being a nursing student and learning?
Women that they're actually doing something in tech, making real impact. Yes. You're so on point.
Welcome to Codecamp Pod from Codecamp Nigeria the Dev, where we bring you tech news, reviews, and interviews from software development beginners and experts. Hello everyone, I am Temitope Ajiboye, and with me on this podcast is a software developer. Her name is Kalu Ngozi. So please tell us a bit about yourself. How and when did you venture into tech?
Hi everyone. Thank you for being. So my name is Ngozi Kalu, and I'm a software engineer. I attended Federal Polytechnic Nekede Owerri. Then I also attended Southwestern University for BSc. So okay, like I said before, I'm a software engineer. So you said when did I join tech, right?
Yeah, when did you venture into tech?
Okay. So I'll say on and off, like the very first time I started learning programming, I got into programming was in 2013. That was the first time I learned how to write an email.
That was such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was during my IT. That was my IT days. So, but professionally, full time, it was 2017 that I started.
So it's safe to say that you have about 3 years of experience working professionally as a software developer or engineer.
Correct.
Okay.
I have 3 years professional experience. Yeah.
Okay. So when you introduce yourself, you said you are a software engineer. Okay, so because a lot of time we are used to the term software developer. So can you briefly tell us about your job title? What do you do day to day? Are you a front-end software engineer or a back-end software engineer or a software engineer? So can you I'm a full stack software engineer.
Okay. I'm not a full stack. I'm not a front end. I'm a back end developer. So front end developer engineer. I'm using them interchangeably. So I'm a back end developer. Yeah. So I code for the back end. I code for what you cannot see. I code for the business logic, for the functionality. I don't know how to do designs that the user can see. So I'm a back end developer.
So you basically code the engine of a business.
Exactly.
The driving force of it. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power on your hands, right?
But unfortunately for us, that's what the user cannot see. So the users can only see the front end, and that's always what they appreciate.
Okay, so I hear a lot of conversations about people saying that backend developers are not appreciated enough. Is that true?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think backend developers are not appreciated enough.
You know, for example, take Twitter, for example. If you're a front-end developer or you do UI designs, there's a high chance that your work gets a lot of recognition.
Yeah.
In contrast to being a backend developer. Don't you think so?
Yeah, okay, I understand. Yes. In that aspect, yes. I mean, if you're a front-end developer, it's easy for you to have something to show.
Exactly.
To show to someone.
So if your work is visually appealing,
yeah,
then it's possible it gets a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so So, what difficulties have you faced on your way in tech? Have you ever felt like you are not treated as equal, and especially um, the gender imbalance in industries today? So,
Yeah.
have you ever felt like you have not been treated like you are equal?
Okay. Um, Not really. I've actually not felt like I've not really felt that gender bias thing throughout my journey. You know, like I've not felt it at all. I have felt it, but not from a business entity, not like from a company. I've not experienced that gender bias from a company, but I have experienced it from colleagues when they feel because you're female you'll not be able to do some stuff, and they won't be able
Hmm.
to trust some things into your hand, or they feel like some people feel like, man, you're female and man you would want to you spend your time slaying more than coding. So because of it, they just have that mindset that
Okay, I get what you mean. So I want to digress a little. So my question will be that if you were not into tech, what is the likely profession you would find yourself? What is it likely that you find yourself? I'm curious to know.
hmm, well, if I have my way, like if I'm not in tech and I have my way, I would be in the entertainment industry.
Okay, so you'll probably be a singer.
No,
The next marriage.
not singer. I actually know how to write movie scripts, and how to write
Okay.
stories, and how to figure stories out in my head and put them down. So probably I would try to look for my way into that industry, and yeah, use the talent that I feel like is a talent that I have, because growing up I was able to do that growing up. I didn't learn it. So
Okay, so over on Twitter, we have seen a lot of folks do something they love on the side. Some are DJs, some are MCs
okay.
or ceremony. So, what is your side hustle? What are those things that you do on the side and you enjoy aside tech?
Uh I'll say two. One is makeup. Actually learned makeup because I like it. I like to I when I see beautiful makeup on girls' faces, I appreciate it a lot. So I had to learn to be able to do it. That's one. Then two it would be writing the script I mentioned earlier. So those are things that, although that one is just something I do by the side, not it's not fetching me any money yet.
Okay,
So
but you do enjoy it quite all right.
yeah, I do.
Okay. You in your introduction, you didn't mention where you work. Can you tell us exactly where you work, or is it so an information that you won't like to share?
Mm, okay, I work with a company in Nigeria called Cabista, and
Okay.
Cabista is a global partner to Access. So Access
Okay.
is a company in Dallas in the US that focus on building software for the health sector. So yeah, so
Okay. So my guess is that you work as a backend developer there.
yes.
Okay. So how long did it take you to arrive to being a backend developer there? And was there any significant difficulties that you faced along the way? Difficulties could be that maybe before you hit the interview, you had to study a lot,
Yeah.
or maybe you had to, over the years, to become a seasoned backend developer, you had to do a lot of stuff, a lot of development. So, what are those significant difficulties, and how long did it take you to be a backend developer at Access?
Okay. I don't know how long it took me because I, from the time I applied for the job, I didn't. It was not long. It wasn't. I think in 2 months I had gotten the job. Yeah, that was just because I got the job. But there are other jobs I applied to that I was rejected. So but for access, I applied for the job, and I think I applied at the time that they actually needed to employ people. So I
Okay.
applied and I was called for um there were I think there were processes. Yeah, where some online interviews and a physical interview that I had to do. Yeah, so but it didn't take so much time for me to get the job from the last job I had.
Okay.
Yeah, like okay,
Okay.
let me say from the time I applied, it didn't take so long for me to get the job. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Um, what advice do you have for a newbie or intermediate whose dream is to work as a backend developer? What would be your advice for such newbie?
Okay. Uh for new people, I my advice, my candid advice is just pick something and learn. I mean, you say you want to be a backend developer, just pick
Yeah.
one technology or one framework you know you want to focus on and learn it very well. So don't one thing that people do even that affects even newcomers in the community. One thing that they do is that when they hear that this one is out, they want to learn it. When another framework is out, they want to learn it. They just try to have this breadth of experience. So there's something called depth of experience that they just need to focus on. So when you say you want to be a .NET developer, or you want to learn JavaScript, or you want to learn Java as a backend
Okay.
developer, just pick one and learn it and learn it and learn it extensively. Just have that depth of experience. It pays to have depth of experience and not the breadth. Breadth is that you want to learn this, and this. And in the end, you have 20% knowledge here, you have 20% knowledge here, you have 10% knowledge, you don't have the full knowledge. But if you focus on one, you would have you progress through it. You have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and just like that. So don't jump on different languages and frameworks because you want to be employable. Companies have the tools that they want. Companies have the languages that they want. So it's not that doesn't make you employable. It would hurt at the end. So it's better that
Okay.
you pick one and learn. And there is usually there is a company that wants that skill that you have learned.
Oh, okay. What language do you write? So if you are doing backend development, what language are you familiar with?
Me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Me, I write C sharp, which is okay. I didn't say earlier that I'm a .NET developer. I'm a .NET
Okay.
backend, so I do C sharp. I started with Visual Basic .NET, then I left it and I started with C sharp. So currently, I write
Okay,
C sharp. Yeah,
that's cool. So you are you write C sharp and
yeah,
you do the .NET framework
yeah.
and the .NET Core and the families.
Mhm.
Okay. So a lot of beginners are busting into tech these days. What do you think needs to be done to encourage beginners to learn programming and to continue learning? What are those things that you think that we could do to help beginners um, learn programming languages?
And continue. Okay. I can think of two right now.
All right.
One would be that one issue that make people not to learn is availability of resources. Some people have the interest, but they have limited resources. Could be that they have a laptop, but they don't have internet because
Yeah,
writing
that's
code requires research, it requires internet, so it's not something you can just do offline like that. So if it's possible to make available internet, maybe a hub that they can always come in to work, or even for people who don't have the hardware, like the laptop, if it's
Okay.
possible, like that's what I'm just thinking. If it's possible to have a place where they can come in and learn and have the materials, have all the resources that they need. I think a lot of people who have that as their challenge would learn and keep learning. Then another thing that I always say to people to encourage them to continue learning is that it's, it's rewarding. Software development is
So,
rewarding. It's not a motivational speech. It's not inspired to ask.
uh, when you say it's rewarding, I want to know what you mean by it's rewarding. Are you saying it monetarily, as in money things?
Yeah.
It's rewarding money.
Yes, that's what I mean. I mean that in like the long term of it is rewarding. Like it's not based on we are Nigerians now. Based on Nigeria and the way the situation of unemployment and stuff, it's not
Okay.
something that you learn and you stay unemployed for a long time. It's not as if getting a job is like an express. No, but it's not something that you would learn and stay jobless for a long time, because I liken software development to you having a skill, like you being a chef, you being a makeup artist, you being a fashion designer. It's a skill. It's not something you just go and learn in school. That's the reason you don't have to study computer science or any computer course before you can be that. You can learn it. It's a skill. Even if you're not employed by a company, you can earn money yourself because you have the skill, and people appreciate skills. So that's the reason I said it's rewarding. You can make money off it, even if
Okay. On the side, um, there's a lot of conversations about uh, tech guys are around tech guys being likened to oil guys. Okay, so let me not be gender biased now. So tech guys and girls likened to oil guys and girls. So is it true that you can place both on the same level on the remuneration per year per month? Is it true that is that conversation true? Are tech guys and girls like oil guys and girls?
hey God. I've not done the research, and two, I've not worked in the oil sector, so I don't know. I don't know how much they earn in the oil industry, but I know there's a lot of money there. I don't know. So hmm,
So is it that there's no much money in tech compared to the oil and gas people?
to be candid, there, I feel like the oil and gas people are
It's basically it's basically your opinion.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what I feel. I feel like the oil and gas people are any more sha. That's what I feel. I don't know because I've not worked there. Or I also think it's dependent on level. So if maybe my level as a software person, I and my level as an oil person, I don't know. I'm not sure because I don't know. I've not done the research. And I don't know anyone who works in an oil sector.
okay. Okay, so next question will be about imposter syndrome. Sorry, imposter syndrome. Okay,
Okay.
imposter syndrome is one problem developers face, especially newbies,
Okay.
intermediate developers.
Yeah.
So this imposter syndrome uh, limits the way they output, limit the way they deliver.
Mm.
So I want to ask, what is your experience with imposter syndrome? How did you manage yours? And what advice do you have for anyone facing this currently?
Okay. For me, my experience with it is, yeah, I've had to think that I'm not qualified to even apply for this job. or I'm not okay, or maybe I get a job. Sometimes I think that what if I get a job? Are you sure I can be able to deliver it? Right. And I've also seen
Yeah.
it play out in some of my colleagues. Someone I know who got a job in a very big company, and he was so speechless that he became scared. That are you sure he's going to, like, he was like, he's going to be able to deliver like that?
It felt like a fraud.
Yeah, just like you have to funded the company. So I think it's a normal thing. It's just a feeling. Me, I believe it's just a feeling. I believe it's just a feeling because in the end, when you start the job, you find out that you can actually do it and do more. So
Yeah.
something that people always say when you say that you're not qualified. When someone says to you, apply for this job, and you say you're not qualified for it, same as the person who is going to get the job. So you just have to apply and start, and you find out that you can do it. So what I've done over time with it is just do it. It's just to start it. If there are things you don't understand, if there are questions you have, one thing I like about tech is that people are willing to teach you, people are willing to mentor you. So no company is going to employ you, and okay, maybe let me say if you don't deliver in a month, and there's no expectation for you to deliver in a month though. It's usually for 6 months. So, but there's no way between the time you got the job and 6 months that you will not be able to deliver something. You can. So I believe that imposter syndrome is just a feeling, and when you start, you figure out that you can actually do it, and that you're not a fraud.
Okay. Okay. So personally, the way I fight imposter syndrome is that I just see myself. Let's say I'm in the room and I feel like a fraud in that room.
Okay.
So I just tell myself that every other person here in the room feels like a fraud too.
Yeah.
So all of us are just
All of
fraudsters.
you.
So I'm confident. I'm the most
You're not
confident
even
fraudster.
fraud.
So I know that you have a lot of projects that you have done over the course of your career. So my question would be that which of your projects are you most proud of, and can you tell us about it and what it does?
Okay. The project that I did that I'm proud of is a biometric project that I did for a school for students to mark attendance using their fingerprint. So it's biometric attendance system. So I'm proud because it's in use by um the people that I built it for, which is a university.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's why I'm happy about it. I did it myself, A to Z, and it's in use. It's not part of, like, it's not a company project. It's
Okay, it was a
personal.
personal project. So
Yes.
just to digress, are you sure they'll still use that project because of the corona?
Because of the corona.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? COVID. I don't think COVID is going to
So
affect that.
you mean let's say someone that has COVID puts a hand on the scanner, and then the next person puts a hand, or maybe they will be wiping the scanner every time someone puts their hand.
Well, thing is, if your hand is has the spirit, if it has the what's it called, the
A
sanitizer.
disinfectant, yeah, or a sanitizer.
Yes, you may not scan. You have to wait for it to dry because it dries as fast as possible. So it should scan, and
Okay.
yeah, I don't think it's going to affect.
Okay. Um, what is the best advice someone has given you that has helped you in your career? The best advice someone has
Hmm.
given you. Maybe it's me that gave you the advice. Or
Mhm.
it's someone that you look up to that gave you the advice that has helped you greatly in your career.
Okay. So oh, which one can I think of? I I know I've got a couple of advices. But I can remember someone telling me that it's just like that imposter syndrome thing.
Okay.
It's just like the times when we're job hunting and getting rejections, and you start to feel like, man, does it mean that you don't know anything? All that stuff, and it feels like you're not just qualified for this thing. Even I can remember when I applied to Twitter and it didn't even take long. I think after 2 days I got the rejection, and I was so frustrated. I was so angry.
You applied to Twitter.
Mm-hmm. I applied to Twitter. Yes. I'm sure. I'm sure the CV. I'm sure my CV did not pass the 8 years scanner. The 8 years scanner would have the 8 years scanner would have blocked it. So that's another thing that we need to pay attention to. The CV that we
Okay.
send out.
Okay.
So the advice was that we should just like it's normal, letting me know that this is the normal thing that every other person will go through. It's not just me. It wasn't just me. So I shouldn't let it get me depressed. That it's just normal. And another thing was, okay, me trying to apply to Twitter. I'm like Twitter, like a whole Twitter. You feel that you're not, rich. So, but the advice is like I mean,
Just do it.
yes, just do it.
Like
Just
Nike.
apply. Don't ever feel that any company is big, is too big for you to be in.
Okay. Okay. Just do it. Don't give a damn about what people think. Just do it.
Yeah.
All right. Second to the last question. What are your favorite programming tools that you use day to day?
Programming to
Maybe your code
okay.
editor, your there's a plugin that you
Um
use most, other stuff.
okay, I like okay. Um for editor it would be that's IDE rather. Visual Studio is not editor. IDE would be Visual Studio, and I also use Visual Studio Code, which is like a lighter version. Um so but for my day-to-day activity I use Visual Studio,
Okay.
and I like it because it's really integrated and it has a lot of component. It has a lot of things that make the stuff easy. Although people say it's heavy, it makes your system hang
That's
and
my
stuff,
sentiment exactly. That Visual Studio is
but
very big.
that's yeah, that's because of what it has. It contains a lot that will help making, I'll help coding easy. Yeah, it does. And another tool I like so much is ReSharper that just give you options.
Okay.
ReSharper, we use ReSharper to for different things. But one reason I enjoy one place I enjoy ReSharper is code completion.
Okay.
It helps in completion and gives you suggestions of writing better code. Yeah,
That makes you code faster.
yeah, and better.
Okay. Finally, what would be your message to women trying to get into technology? What would be your advice? What would be your message?
Mm, women. I would say that don't let gender, don't let the fact that you're a woman make you feel that programming is not for you, because some females feel that this thing is difficult and they leave the difficult things for the guys. I mean, it's not difficult. I I have younger sisters. I have 3 younger sisters, and I just not long ago, I think 2 months, I don't know if it's up to, that I told them about programming. And they didn't study computer science, they didn't do anything computer related, but they agreed with me. They picked interest, and today they can code, they can write, at least they can design web pages. So the only thing that limits you is you. It's just your interest. It's just your decision. Just make the decision and don't think that it's difficult. It is not difficult. it's only difficult if you feel you cannot do it. But just make decisions that, I mean, no matter how, whatever it is, whatever it takes, I will go into this and I'm going to do it. So just do it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming over to Code Can Pod. Nice to
Thank
have
you.
you on our podcast.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining this episode of our podcast. This podcast is proudly powered by the Codeclan Nigeria community. You can join us on Twitter at Codeclan Nigeria. Join our Telegram group at t.me/Codeclan Nigeria. If you want to learn how to code, you can join our mentorship platform at www.codeclannigeria.dev. See you in the next episode. Bye.